Hi, hello everybody. I'm Justin. This is Koopa. Welcome to Koopa's Corner. Today we're going to talk about Saturday night's main event. Just happened just a couple days ago. This past Saturday, which I believe was the 23rd, 24th of May 2025. And it's an event that happened. So we're going to talk about it. And we'll break down each match. We'll kind of talk about the implications going forward. It's our post-show breakdown, Saturday night's main event. Now, it starts off with the tag team match, Seth freaking Rollins and Bron Breakker versus CM Punk and Sami Zayn. And this played out in an okay match, right? This is, first and foremost, not a PLE. Right, it's like an elevated TV show, more wrestling than your average Monday Night Raw, but a lot of commercial breaks, and you can tell they were holding back. You could tell they weren't performing at that PLE level. You could just tell. So it was fine. It was a fine tag match. Really, the thing that is notable is Big Bronson Reed made his return and aligned with Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker, right? In our preview and predictions video, we mentioned a little bit how it felt like something was missing, how the third person would reveal themselves. We guessed it could have been Sami Zayn, right, based on some of the stuff we had seen, but we weren't positive who it would be, and it turns out Big Bronson Reed. So we were right to some degree. They have a third member now. It really feels rounded out. It feels a lot better. And we'll see what they can do going forward. I think Bronson Reed is a good choice for this group. I think he's going to fit in well, and I think this is going to help elevate him quite a bit. So, the match itself was fine. The implications going forward and helping Seth Rollins achieve that sort of dominance, eventually that world title back, I think it's going to be huge. All right, after this, there was the United States Championship match, where Zelina Vega defended her title against Chelsea Green. We did not make a preview or a prediction for this match. It was added last second. It was added on Friday, and then they had the match on Saturday. So there was not a lot of build, aside from the fact that Chelsea lost the title. She wants her title back. This match was kind of sloppy. Zelina Vega in particular is usually better than this, but there was a couple of moments where, she looked like she was just off a beat. And then the big finish, she just completely fucked a 619. It looked terrible, and she ended up breaking Chelsea Green's nose in the process. Chelsea was just gushing blood from her nose right after that. So really tragic match. And it's a shame because Chelsea Green is such a gem. I mention it like almost every time she has a match and we're doing a video, but Chelsea Green is phenomenal. She is so good, and Zelina Vega is usually better. This match just did not work. It just did not hit. There was a lot of missteps, and a lot of things that just didn't click, and that's that. I guess we'll move on. Chelsea not only is probably going to be out of the title picture for a while, but she might be out of action altogether, depending on how long it takes her to heal. All right, from there, it was I guess the title wasn't on the line, which was a bit of a surprise. I thought the title would be on the line, but it was John Cena versus R-Truth. If you go back and you watch the predictions video that I made, some of the stuff I was talking about didn't play out in this match, but it played out later in the night. This match was fine. Again, it was fine. No one expected R-Truth to be able to hold, himself at that level that John Cena's at, because, it's not just something Michael Cole says, but John Cena might be the greatest of all time. Like, John Cena is usually at another level. Even at his older age, he's moving a little bit slower. He's just better than most people. But it was a fun little couple minutes, and that's that. R-Truth, I think, is... Unfortunately, he didn't get the heel turn we were hoping for. So I think he's going to kind of fade back into nothing, which is a shame because even though he's not, at that, top level, he's really entertaining. So it's nice to have him involved with stuff where he can make brief appearances every week. Then we finally had the steel cage match, Drew McIntyre and Damien Priest. This was a lot more one-sided than I expected. Damien Priest was pretty in charge for a lot of this match, and he walked away the victor. I kind of agree with Jesse the Body Ventura, who was on commentary for this match just to help elevate it, right? That walking out the door is kind of stupid, right? If you want him to escape, have him climb over the top. He can pose at the top afterwards, but having him just walk out, it's really anticlimactic. It's really stupid. I don't like the door. Cage matches, pinfall, submission, or if you're going for the escape, which kind of feeds into the gimmick of the match, right? I kind of like the idea of the escape rather than just pinfall or submission. It makes it stand out, it makes it feel special, but not the door. Up and over, man. Up and over. If you want your cage match to be something special, up and over. As for Drew McIntyre, he probably deserved the win here. He's a much better performer than Damien Priest. I mean, Drew McIntyre is firing on all cylinders. He's a next level performer. He doesn't get the kind of credit that he deserves. But after this loss, kind of coming out on the losing end of this feud, after coming out on the losing end of the CM Punk feud last year, I don't know what's next for Drew McIntyre. He might disappear from our TVs for a while, but hopefully he finds his way into title contention, right? Even if it's US or Intercontinental title, I'd rather see him, compete against Jey Uso for the world title, but I just don't see it happening at this time after this match. And then, speaking of Jey Uso, he was in the main event match against Logan Paul, defending his World Heavyweight title. This match was not the best match we've ever seen. Even on a night where we have an unusually low bar, there was a lot of shenanigans, and it didn't really make a lot of sense. Why John Cena would come back out and get involved, and Cody Rhodes made his big return, which that should have probably happened in the Truth match. The Truth match should have probably been the main event. And they set up a tag match for Money in the Bank, right? So neither world champion is defending their title in Money in the Bank, or at Money in the Bank. It leaves the door open, I suppose, for one of the briefcase holders to cash in. They have a tendency to do that, where one of the briefcase holders cashes in right away because they don't want both of them kind of in play long term. So, TBD, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, this really did little to excite me about the prospect of Jey Uso facing Logan Paul again, of Jey Uso facing Logan Paul and John Cena in a tag match, of Jey Uso facing Gunther, who has kind of inserted himself into the title picture. He was kind of threatening Logan Paul on Raw. And, Seth Rollins eventually making his way into the title picture here. I don't know. It's not working. It's just not working for me, personally. Right? Jey Uso's a lot of fun. I like him. He's cool, but he's not that good. And it really shows when he's in this position. So, we'll see what happens going forward there. At least the world title picture's got a lot of moving parts. It should be pretty entertaining. All in all, Saturday night's main event. Again, not really a PLE, so it's hard to hold it to that standard. I have a lower bar. There's a lot more wrestling than there is on your Monday Night Raw, right? It's kind of structured like a PLE, though the matches are like more Raw and SmackDown quality matches. A lot of commercial breaks, more so than Monday Night Raw, more so than SmackDown. It was really difficult to get through the amount of commercial breaks. And I like that the WWE is profitable. I like that they're hot. But since the, thing with TKO kind of buying them out, ticket prices for live events have been through the roof. The amount of advertisements in the ring and sponsoring the matches, and then the amount of commercial breaks we're seeing on, you know, events like this, it's really really corporate, really difficult to kind of move past in a lot of instances. So that was kind of a big thing. And all in all, you know, if you consider that, you know, the nostalgia of Saturday Night's Main Event, right? They brought back a couple of legends in the crowd, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, Tatanka, one of the Bushwhackers. You had Jesse the Body back, you know, kind of hosting and then on commentary for one match. And that's all fine and well. But once you move past that nostalgia, you know, after this our, second, third, fourth Saturday Night's Main Event since it got brought back, and once that nostalgia wears off, you're left with a subpar event, very little stakes, poor match quality. If you missed Saturday Night's Main Event, you can probably watch a 5 to 10 minute highlight video on YouTube and be all caught up. There's really nothing here that's worth going back to watch. But we move forward. Money in the Bank's coming up in a couple of weeks. They also announced Evolution's going to be happening past that in July. They're bringing back Evolution, the all-women's event. So we got some stuff to look forward to here going forward. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.